Hello everyone, welcome back for more Let's Play Castlevania 2, Belmont's Revenge. Well, we're at the penultimate stage, and it's going to have a few spots where, yeah, it looks like you're supposed to jump, but you don't because spikes will get you. Also, they have a lot of these guys. A lot of those guys. You know what? I should grab this. I'm going to need it. Even if it does respawn him. Sometimes twice. And that particular Castlevania bird respawns them. I'm sure you remember these blocks. Those blocks are going to be fun very soon. And by fun, I mean you're going to absolutely hate the placement of one of them. Because it's potentially the most evil placement they could have come up with. But that's fairly late in the stage, and we will worry about that when the time comes. For now, we have power down enemies to deal with. Get out of the way of that. Do not grab that candle, for that is holy water. And the axe is still better in just about every part of the stage, including the boss fight. This guy's going to be really annoying for a little bit, until he gets right up close. And then he's going to throw those sickles to where they cannot come back to him. So he throws a sickle towards the end of that little stage, towards the end of this little platform, and it goes off screen and can't come back. That's the only way I've found to deal with him that doesn't result in me getting severely injured. And now crushers that, unfortunately, if we just jump up there and break the crusher, we can't move on. And we have to respawn the enemy down there and by coming back into this room, because we need to ride it up here. Time that. And then just because I'm spiteful like this, I'm going to turn around and beat that thing up and get a few extra points out of it. This one will not be blown out without a spike. This one will be blown up just because I absolutely need to blow it up. And yes, touching the screws in the middle does damage. So don't do that. Singular heart, not all that great. This is a 5 heart, and we want to get right up on it so we collect it as it drops. This ain't it. This is not the rope I was thinking of. I needed to talk about something. But that wasn't it. I forgot I have a little bit further to go before I hit that part of the stage. Not much further, I think it's like right here. Yeah, here we go. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this part right here. Just for a brief second. We are about halfway through the level. The thing you see before us is a lot of chains or a lot of ropes on spikes that you have to navigate because they keep alternating directions. This is something we've seen before, and it isn't too bad, but they added the twist. there are going to be enemies we have to fight while on said pulleys. In addition, there are a few of these pulleys that are placed low enough that if you jump underneath them to get to a rope nearby, you're going to bump your head on them and take a lot of damage. And in addition to this, the first enemy we have to fight on the ropes is like a screen above this. So if we are unlucky and end up dipping too far down, we're going to resummon that bat. I don't want to resummon the bat. Let's get started, shall we? I delayed long enough just by talking about it. Also, that was a slightly dangerous jump. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. And now this one, we need to wait until it starts going back up, because it doesn't give us a lot of extra time to get up to this platform. And here's another one. If we jump underneath it, we end up getting hurt. So let's wait till this is going back up and we can ride it. And one last rope there as a big screw you. It doesn't give you a lot of clearance for where to make that jump to not land on the spikes below. And as one final screw you, that candle only has a single small heart in it. Let's hurry. Don't go too far right here, or the bat will fly down and cause all sorts of grief. And here is a spot to where if you jump, you get hurt. So just walk across that platform. Of course, I actually want this heart down here. So just in case you didn't get to see it the first time because you looked away or something, stick yourself far out there. Wait till you get your foot on this other platform and you can just kind of ignore everything there. Now, I'm going to pause it right here just a second so I can talk without the counter going down. Right above us is the secret room. I'm not going to be going in there for some fairly obvious reasons. I don't need anything out of there. Having no damage will do that for you. But, what's beyond is it's kind of a jerk move by the devs in several places, because we're going to be seeing the reemergence of the little spiders. And you think, oh, they aren't so bad. They build us webs and allow us to swing across. Kind of. Yeah, you would be right, except they put one of these spiders right. You have to jump on a breakable block, and sometimes the spider just doesn't want to come down until you jump over there. So you've got to jump on the block and jump back. Then the spider will descend, and then instead of killing the spider, what you need to do is let the spider manage to cross over the block and get on the spider web while the spider's still down. And there'll be another one next to him that has to be down as well. So, yeah, this gets to be a little bit of a pain. But we'll see that in a second. I just wanted to talk about that now. Anyway. We just have to be very careful that we do not mess this up. That was a nice big juicy heart there. Of course, spiders aren't the only things we have to deal with here. We have all the same enemies we've had this entire time. We just need to be very careful about this. Because we're going to have the same guys with hooks for hands coming up. Not a lot of extra room to deal with. Here we go. These we can actually kill. Those killing those is not the bad part. The bad part is coming up. Bird gets axe to face. And remember the spiders, once they fully extend, will give us... We'll shoot a fireball at us. That is the biggest jerk move they could have done to us, and they did it. I don't know if you can see it, but there is a power down plant right there. So let's make sure we don't do anything stupid. There's a second one waiting for us right here. That we want to make sure that we smack in time to get the fireballs. If we were hurt, there's a second pork chop in the stage right there, but since we are not, we have a heart. And now welcome to the final hallway. We're going to get a rather interesting boss fight here. Big hearts. And now we are going to bypass that because that is holy water. We do not need the holy water. Welcome to the boss arena. So, a few words before we continue on with the boss arena here. This boss, it is a pain in the ass. He's mostly just going to walk around the bottom and whip us in the face if he gets too close. However, he does have a second thing he does, in that he will throw swords up in the air, which will rain down on us. Everything he does hurts. We're mostly going to be throwing axes at him. The holy water is okay if you can learn his pattern better than I do. But yeah, there will come a time when the axes are just better for me. Anyway, let's see if I can finish this guy off so I can move on to the last bit. And just one surprise is waiting for us here. Rebirth. Cannot destroy me. Father! Yes! This is our son. Our missing son. They are going to start by whipping in the face with fireballs. Please don't do that. There we go. Once you get him into the right pattern, he's not terribly difficult, but every now and then you'll do the wrong thing and break the pattern, and you'll end up very sad. But let's get our story. And it took axes to the face to wake him up. He was brainwashed. He's not anymore. The power of the 4 castle spirits. Not sure if Soleil there is going to survive. And maybe you've noticed that the timer is now at 2:49. Well, that's because this is the final stage. We are at the last stage of Castlevania 2 Belmont's Revenge. It's short, but there is a boss fight. Anyway, we will talk about that another time. I'm just glad to have been through this stage and gotten it done. So until next time, which should finish this off, take care, everyone.